Today we have an interview with Manual Pamkal. He's a living legend. He's an Aboriginal guy that is born in the bush, and he's gonna tell you about his life.
My name Manual Pamkal, and I'm from Central Arnhem Land. My Aboriginal name Ulumbulnga. My tribe or language called Dalobon. I was born in the bush. When I was a kid, I used to go walk about with my family, go for bush taka, food, like blue rangle seed, goanna, yam, bush carrot, bush potato. And it was a little bit hard for me, and my family for food. It wasn't an easy life. Everything was free, like everyone would sit down whenever we're hungry, like in the afternoon like this, just go hunting bush. Maybe the men go hunting like my father or uncle or grandfather, and as children we go with our grandmother, aunties and mother, go look for goannas or turtle or yam. So then when they come back, the men with emu, kangaroo, or as children who come back, we all mix them up food, make big fire, cook them up, and then everyone eat, share.
Yeah.
And save some for next morning, and then go again. But everything was good, and fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now it's very, very different. When I go shop, I gotta have to pay, and for me it's very hard, because expensive, like too much, the price.
Yeah.
Yeah. But long time it's good. Everyone happy, and sharing very, very important. Sharing. I also have a skin name. My skin name, Oyok, and like you, Pulanjan and Balang. So that's why we're a big family, because we have skin name. We have 16 skin name altogether. 8 for women, 8 girls, 8 for men and boys. When I was born, I already had my skin name. So then when I grow up, and then so that I know who is my close family, and also another family like my mother's side and father's side. So like my mother's sister, she's not my auntie, she's my another mother. Same like my father, brother is my another father, not uncle. So then the skin name for us is very, very important. That's why we share everything.
Yeah.
All right, and we learn the language, story, not only from my parents, but also I learn from another family.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Like quite far away, you learn just from your parents.
Yeah.
But us from everyone. So sharing also very, very important from long time and even now. Well, when I was about maybe that high, I'm just guessing maybe 5 or 6 years old, when I first saw a white person, a white fella, I was really scared. I was shaking and crying because first time I saw his skin was white and I was black, So, yeah, I was really scared.
Yeah.
I thought he was a ghost, coming from nowhere, from bush.
Yeah.
I was still scared. I was still worried, because it seemed like my father and mother and aunties and uncle, they were also worried, for white people. That's why we used to live in the bush all the time, in the bush, long way from the settlement or town, But now it's different for me. I know I was really scared when I faced a white person, but that's different. My life is changed. They're different, Yeah, from bush, not town, but I went to like a settlement.
Community.
Yes, like now they call community. Yeah.
And how was that?
Very different. Very different. Yeah. A lot of people get together and live in one house. And for me, it was different.
Because you were not used to live in a house? Or?
Yeah, that's right. On a little ampi in the bush, ampi, or made out of paper bark, or sleep in a cave, like that. Yeah. Or outside during the dry season, sleep outside, under the star, make a fire, and just sleep anyway, I went to school a little bit, a little bit, and then run away again, bush.
You didn't like school?
Nah, because I didn't understand English. Like I didn't understand, just language. Well, I grew up in the bush, right up, they're trying to put me to school, when I was about, maybe I'll say roughly about 13 or 14 years old. They said, we'll put you to school to learn. My wife fell away. And I didn't understand English. This white man talking to me now, I didn't know, just this language, I speak language. Yeah.
And how did you learn English?
Well, I used to work in the community, and I can still remember, like, I had good best friend, like, I learned from him. Yeah, English, slow. And I live in Katherine, I did make 10 years. I reckon culture dying very, very quickly because the younger generation now don't learn the language or stories from the elders. Nothing like before, like when I was a kid, different. We learn, everything. Well, these days, like some Aboriginal people, sometimes they don't want to share now, They buy their own food, they put them in the fridge, just for them. So very different now. Yeah, very, very different from before, But with me, I still, I live in White Fall away, but I still, sometimes, when I have maybe one big kangaroo or whatever, emu, especially when I go back holiday, when I go hunting, get push tag, I cook them up and then I share.
And do you go back to bush sometimes?
When I have a holiday, yes. Maybe 2 weeks, go back bush, or 3 weeks. Well, I go back and I tell my family, we go bush, sleep in the bush. Night I make fire and sit and ride around and I tell them story what I used to do when I was a kid. Walk about and all that sort of thing. Or sometimes I sing song and all that. Yeah, and that make me really happy.
Yeah.
Because I'm in the bush. And make me really, really happy. Look like make me think back when I was a kid in our bush. Yeah.
Do you miss the bush?
Yes, I miss the bush a lot, yes. I like everyone to come this way to Australia or Northern Territory like Katherine and come meet Aboriginal people like me and try to learn what this is what it's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I'm doing, I like to share my story, Doesn't matter who, black or white, Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter because we all one, but we got different culture,
Yeah.
And the language, all different, but we all one, yeah. Together. Yeah, and I like to share,
Thank you for your time, for your story.
No,
Yeah, I give you a
yeah, no, I don't, yeah.